Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mortgage Talk with John Muhammad. I have one of my key partners in this whole process with me, Mr. Marcus Neighor of Insurance Access. Marcus, thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Well, thanks for having me, man. Thank you very much, brother.
I am excited to have you. You play such an important role in this process. I don't think that I can do what I do without your partnership, and so it's appreciated. And I want folks who watch this video to understand the importance of homeowners insurance and being properly covered. So, but I would like you to tell my listeners about who you are. And I just seen you grow over the last few years, man, so much. You're doing everything. So I want to hear about that.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you. And I'm grateful to align myself and work with you, sir. You're definitely one of the top lenders, loan officers in this business. And, I've watched you grow as well, and a lot of that growth has been due to you. So I want to just say thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
You've opened up an opportunity for me to exercise our expertise in the insurance business and help you and serve, and that kind of opened up some doors for me. So I want to say thank you very much.
Yes,
for sure.
That's what it's all about.
That's exactly what it's all about. But I got my start in the insurance business about almost 18 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So tried to find my niche, and when I got my first home, I realized that I had no information on how to protect myself.
Uh-huh.
Anything that you could think of happened in that circumstance. It was a foreclosure home, and I realized that, the opportunity to understand insurance is very valuable, because I had a leaky roof, plumbing issues, things that I just couldn't mitigate, and I didn't have the financial resources to take care of them. But whenever I decided to, hey, look, do something about it, I got really intrigued. I'm all about solving problems.
Yes.
So I got intrigued by the insurance field, because I was like, okay, insurance can mitigate a lot of these issues that I'm having. And your home, as you know, is the most intimate space that you'll go every day. So at that point, I was like, you know what? If I'm having these issues, I know all of my friends and family is experiencing the same thing. So at that point, I just decided to become a professional. I got serious about it, and that's when my career started.
All right. Yeah, and I know you have a to do homeowners, you got to have, and car insurance, you got to have PNC.
Yeah.
But you've taken it well beyond that. What are some of the other things that you got going right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So insurance embodies so many different other products. I'm also a life insurance agent. I'm a financial advisor. Pretty much it's the synonymous term is investment advisor. So I was, happy to get all of my investment licenses, my Series 65. And what that does is give me an opportunity to protect myself financially and teach others how to protect themselves as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's one of the things that I think we provide to people is not just, I had a conversation recently with a client, and he goes, why should I choose you over this online lender? And I said to him, because I'm in it for the long run.
Absolutely.
I'm not looking at you as a transaction. I'm looking at you as a friend. I'm looking at you as someone I want to come to my annual events.
Yeah.
I want you to refer friends and family to me, right? So it's important that we provide service. And that's one of the things that I like about working with you, is that you can do some things outside of just the homeowner's insurance.
Right.
So that's good stuff. We'll talk a bit about the role you play. So, when I get a applicant in, a lot of times, the folks that I serve and help, debt ratio might be tight. As you know, interest rates are high. So, sometimes we got to be creative, but without going or putting someone in harm, right, of not protecting their home. So I want you to speak a little bit about what you guys do, because it's not just Marcus, right? You have a team of people who support you and get things done. So I want to know a little bit about how you guys go about assessing the right policy for people.
Right. Well, teamwork makes the dream work, as you know. And it's all about information and education. And it is a relationship. It's not transactional. So the more you know, the better prepared that you are. So with that said, of course, there's debt to income ratio issues, meaning that the insurance policy has to fit within the mortgage payment comfortably for their mortgage payment that you discussed with them. And that's what debt to income ratio kind of means, just for those viewers who don't understand what that means. So a lot of times I kind of reiterate the buying process with the client. I let them know, hey, do you understand that insurance is not an outside payment, that it's included in your mortgage? A lot of times they forget it, because I know you informed them, you walked them through the process. And it's good to kind of have that reiterated, because they're going through so much in a home buying process. So we let them know that, and we let them know, hey, look, in order to get you closed at a certain time frame, we have to get your insurance policy to a certain percentage variance. That may not give you the coverage that we need for this particular property, but we're going to go back and review it. So it's not cookie cutter. Every house is different, man. Like you got to look at it that way. So I started off as an Allstate insurance agent. I was doing very well, but I realized that I needed the variety of products, because in insurance, you have what's called an appetite. People are like, why are my rates going up? That means that your home or your policy is no longer within the appetite of that particular insurance company, so that we got to get you somewhere else. So that's when I became a broker. I was like, I need more options. So I started to get an opportunity to have access to over 100 different insurance companies. So with that said, I'm not going to miss the mark. There's a policy for everyone. There's a policy for every house. There's a policy for every person. And with that said, I train my team and I teach them how to articulate the information, the education based on what's going on within the home buying process. And we want to stay connected, because after they work with you, if anything happens to this house, we want to let you know that, hey, we're a resource to you too.
Yes.
You know, we're not just getting you in a policy. We want to make sure that you have that peace of mind that if something happens, you have a resource that you can reach out to, that you got familiar with at the process, and we stay in contact with you. Like I said, these policies will outgrow the appetite of that particular client. So as we reshop you, when those renewals come up, we'll let you know, hey, look, we're no longer going to keep you with Nationwide Insurance. Progressive seems to have a better rate for you because you're within their appetite. That's like an insurance term.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. And I know you do that, and you're my insurance agent. So, to shop my rates. And I just got a new mortgage servicer too, and I know that comes into play. I got to make sure you know about that. But being able to look over someone's situation and keep them with the best policies and things like that is so important. Talk to us a little bit about additional coverages. Most of the time, people just like, let me just get the lowest policy. But is it important to have wind damage and some of these other add-ons? What do you think about folks, mainly the people that I serve and help are in DFW?
Absolutely. And in DFW, we have the highest variance of hail. So North Texas, it's gonna hail the most. So the most impactful criteria to anyone's home is gonna be their roof. So wind and hail is a particular sector of an insurance policy. So a 5-year roof in North Texas is more like a 10-year roof somewhere else.
Wow.
Because it hails so much in Texas. So like I said, these policies aren't cookie cutter. We look at the policy, we look at the property, we assess the property, we ask the client certain questions that gives us an idea, insight on what coverage that we need to add. Because it's not the fact that we just want to load your policy up with coverages that you don't need. We want to be meticulous on what we do to protect you properly. For example, it's hot in Texas. In North Texas in the summer, it gets up to triple digits for an extended amount of time. So with that said, I know that your AC unit is gonna run overtime. It's gonna overexert itself throughout those temperatures. So I ask, hey, had you had your AC unit replaced? That's one of the largest in-home appliances, largest expenses for an in-home appliance. That typically may run about $10,000 per unit. These units aren't covered unless you add that. In 2016, the industry went to a new environmentally friendly unit. So if you hadn't had your unit replaced before 2016, or if you purchased that home and the previous homeowner hadn't had the unit replaced prior to 2016, your home still has the old manufactured unit and they're no longer manufacturing those anymore. So I don't want you to get into a circumstance to when that unit goes out in the dead of summer, because it's a probability of it, that you have a $10,000 bill and you're looking at me as your insurance agent saying, hey, you didn't protect me properly. I'm going to let you know that this is what's going on. We're going to add this coverage to it. And it's only about $20 additional per month. And that'll save you $10,000. I've seen people get into homes 2 weeks after closing, their AC unit goes out. Thank God we've had that coverage on there.
Yeah. Well,
and we got them a check.
I got to say, and that's what I love about these conversations, is I'm kicking myself in the butt right now because I had air conditioning issues this summer and I used my home warranty. I didn't call you and tell you that, but we had to have work. Yeah, but it cost me a lot of money, man, because it took them 45 days to fix the air conditioning, 2 units, right? So that's good to know. It is good to know that, and certainly I need to look into that as well. Also, so you mentioned hail. Is that covered under a general policy?
It is. It is. You have 2 deductibles typically on a homeowner's insurance policy. You have your wind and hail. That's predicated normally towards your roof. And you have your all other perils. Now, in the insurance world, a peril, that definition is a cause of loss. My house burned down due to the peril of fire. My house flooded due to the peril of rainwater or something like that. So you have those 2 deductibles. Your wind and hail typically is predicated on a percentage value. So you remember the term, hey, I need a 1% deductible or 2% deductible? That wind and hail, that's what it's described as wind storm and hailstorm. If they're talking about a 1% or 2% deductible, that percentage is based on the value of your home. So if you have a $300,000 house and you have a 1% deductible, that's a $3,000 deductible, right? And I'll tell clients, hey, the lower your deductible, the higher your payment. The higher your deductible, the lower your payment. Now, if you have a 2% deductible, that deductible is $6,000. So any event that you have a claim on your roof, your deductible payment that's due is $6,000 versus $3,000. So I say, hey, look, based on what I know about your roof, if it's a newer roof or an older roof, yeah, we can save a little bit of money if your roof is 2 years because we don't plan on replacing that. So let's do a 2% deductible right now. Okay. But if it's about 8 to 10 years and people are like, okay, the inspector said that the roof is good. I know in Texas in North Texas, that it hails so much, and you may want to get a 1% deductible so we can get that roof replaced, and then we can lower your insurance with a new roof discount at that point the very next year. Because at that point, once something happens, it's not if it happens, it's when it happens. You're going to pay now or you're going to pay later, major later. That's good stuff. Talk about like older homes versus newer homes, because I know we do like new construction, I'm like $80 a month, right? Or whatever. It's generally very low. And then I see other homes that you think policies would be not as expensive, but they turn out to be very expensive just because of the location or the age of that. What roles do those things play? Well, with an older home, you have the probability of things happening. Basically, the probability of loss is a lot higher with an older home because it's an older home. So with a newer home, everything is brand new. So the probability of loss is very low. So that's what the insurance companies look at. They say, okay, this house was just built. The probability of us replacing this roof or replacing anything in this home is really slim. So we're going to give you the best rate. An older home, we realize that, there's issues that haven't been addressed unless they're actually updated. Typically, when you have major repairs, they're done through an insurance policy. And once those major repairs are complete, that insurance policy, those repairs are reflected within your CLU report. That's like your Carfax for homes.
Okay.
So I can look at your CLU report and say, okay, look, you had a new roof in 2012, you got some plumbing issues repaired in, the previous homeowner, and I can look at everything and I can add that to the underwriting report and say, hey, look, let's get a better rate because I'm looking in the CLU report and these repairs were already completed. So now they're updated, we're updated, because some homes, they need to be updated due to code inspection. So if you have a house in the 50s and hasn't been touched at all, it needs to be updated in so many fashions that, if it's not up to code at that point, it's a major liability. So insurance companies are gonna say, hey, we're gonna increase the price, and people are looking at, well, it's not a big house. The size of the house isn't big. It's a very decent sized house. Why is it so high? Well, the claims history could be a factor.
So the claims that the previous homeowner made can affect the new homeowner's rates.
Absolutely. Okay. Because what happens is so many different variables that go on with an insurance rate. How many claims are happening within that area, within that zip code? That adds to the variance of the cost. Your personal history, your personal credit history is a big issue. Do you pay your bills on time? So all of that factors into the cost of insurance. So like I said, an older home has to be updated through the underwriting system. And then we look at that. I train our professionals to look at that and say, okay, well, there's been some updates. Let's update it in the system. Let's get this rate down to reason. If there hasn't been any updates, we have to explain that to the client. Hey, look, let's add these certain coverages to the home. These issues are going to happen. Let's get prepared to make a claim so that we can mitigate these issues so we can get a better insurance rate in the future. So it's a relationship. It's not transactional.
Gotcha. So bundling.
Yeah.
we hear it, we see it on TV, bundling, right? Like, does that really help lower the cost of homeowners insurance?
Absolutely. So homeowners get a better opportunity because the insurance actuaries deem you as a better risk. So you went through the home buying process, you've gotten your credit score, you're taking a risk in getting a home loan. Most people who get home loans they have more stability within their lives. So if you already have an auto insurance policy, you're going to get a lower rate. In bundling, when I talk to people, they think it's a misnomer. They're thinking they're paying it all at one time. Okay, so I'm paying my auto insurance and my homeowner's insurance at one time at exact same. No, you're not. It's just a line of discount. So the auto insurance policy that you currently have, we'll reshop that, and we can get that up to 40 to 30%, 30 to 40% lower based on adding the line that you are now a homeowner. So that'll bring down your rate.
Wow.
And it'll also bring down your rate of your homeowner's policy because collectively they're recognizing each other on a balance sheet.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I'm going to open it up for you. I got so many questions for you because this is so important. I want to talk about sometimes, like, if I make a decision as a buyer to get into a policy, I'm risky right now, and I want to go with a 5% deductible. But 6 months later, I'm a little worried, right? And I want to change my policy. Can someone change their homeowner's policy after they've committed to, say, a year's contract?
Absolutely. You can always change your homeowner's insurance policy. It's not a lock-in rate necessarily. A lot of people, it's just to structure the contract. So they're going to be annual terms, but you can always mitigate and change your homeowner's insurance policy. So you can cancel it at any time. There's a process to doing it if you have a home loan. So you definitely would like to talk to your agent. But you can definitely change your deductible. Some companies may not allow you to within a certain time frame, but you got to talk with your agent because every company is different. Remember, every company has a different appetite for a client. Every company has a different appetite for their home. Some companies may not want to insure certain homes. So when I look at an older home or a newer home or a mansion or what have you, I know what company to get that particular home with to get the best coverage and cost.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that's important. And they can come right back to you or their agent. Doesn't mean that I can't go with the same insurance provider that I've been working with, right? Because I want to make changes. I think that's important. And sometimes you do need to make changes to the policy. So, also, I think about, Marcus, one of the reasons why I really like working with Insurance Access is that you guys are efficient. And you would not believe, like, the insurance, we can't close a loan if the insurance is not binded, if it's not, or if I send someone through underwriting and they've yet to make a decision on homeowners insurance and we get it back and it's really high or it doesn't work, now our approval is shot. And I, just appreciate you guys being available to get us the information that we need. And so I want to stress the importance of, like, when you go into contract for a house, it's important to immediately start shopping homeowners insurance.
Right. Absolutely. And with that said, we care. It's just not a transactional thing. I actually have a passion about it. Individuals that are in our office, we have a passion about protecting our homeowners. We have a passion about investing in a home. We have a passion about all of that. We learn about our business in full, not just the insurance portion. We understand the importance that goes into getting into your home and the anxiety that a lot of the clients have. And, we want to make that process as smooth as possible. And efficiency is everything. Timing is everything. I know you work really hard on your file, and you're depending on us in so many aspects. And we're depending on you in a lot of different aspects as well. And we appreciate working with your clients. They're always amazing. They speak extremely highly of you. So we want to just make sure that we reinforce that high level of professionalism and expectation.
Excellent. Do you recommend a term policy, life insurance? You'd mentioned that. To protect a homeowner with loss of life or income or whatnot? Is it your recommendation that someone should have some type of a term policy? Or what do you think helps someone that becomes a homeowner protect themselves for future losses in that way?
Absolutely. I certainly think that every homeowner should have an insurance policy to protect them in the event that they get their wings early. The name of that policy typically is referred to as a mortgage protection policy, and ultimately it provides that liquid cash to your beneficiaries in the event that something happens to you over time. Now, term policies, believe it or not, 95% of all people who have term policies actually outlive their policies. So it's specific for a certain objective, like being a homeowner. And with that said, I've talked to a lot of clients, and they're like, okay, if I'm putting all this money into this term policy, I'm not getting it back, and at the end of the policy, I'm just like, okay, well, we have other policies that exercise that certain term, and they're called return on premium or cash back. So what the client does is they have a peace of mind that says, okay, well, I'm paying this term policy to protect myself in the event that that I pass away, and I can leave this to my beneficiaries. But statistically, after I outlive my policy, because there's a 95% chance that I will, I will be able to get all of the money that I put into that policy in the form of a check. So we kind of educate them there. Life insurance, there's so many other various products within that realm as well, that education is the key. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. I mean, I'm being educated, right? Okay. And I didn't know that there was a specific policy for what you call it, home
mortgage protection.
Mortgage protection policy. Okay.
Mortgage protection.
Okay. Good. We got to talk about that.
Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it.
So man, what you got for me, Marcus? Before we wrap it up, anything you'd like to talk to me about?
Man, you're the mortgage king. That's what I do know. So I just want to say, before we started working together, I've been, laying a solid foundation in my business and things like that. And at the pace that you're going at, I tell a lot of people within our office, I said, hey, John Muhammad, if I wouldn't have met him at that certain time frame, I wouldn't have been able to get to meet him, because you help so many people, and time is of the essence. And I can tell how diligent you are in the home buying process, and how committed you are, and the team that you've built, and those professionals. I'm just honored to be able to work with you, and I think that things align themselves perfectly through life, and I believe that we're going to go on further to bless a ton of people in this home buying process, and it's leaving legacy. Buy property. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate, then wait. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say that it's so important that people understand what they're doing, not only by utilizing us, right?
Yes.
They're helping us to grow, to be able to help others, and to help the folks that work with us. we're essentially business owners, right? And it's important to support good people. So Marcus, I want to end on what I do with all my guests. I want to know, what does Marcus do to wind down, to have fun? What's you're a Dallas guy, born and bred in Dallas. What do you like to do in your downtime?
I like to watch sports, man. I'm a big sports fanatic.
In person or on TV?
I like to be at the game.
I know.
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Okay.
When it comes to any sport, typically football, Cowboys fan, Dallas Mavericks fan, boxing. I'm a huge boxing fan. So it doesn't matter where a good fight is. I'm gonna go show up and catch it. Good food. Dallas is expanding. Whenever I grew up in Dallas, it was a smaller city, smaller mindset. Now it's so many different transplants like yourself coming from St. Louis and everything, bringing opportunity here, really. So I'm just grateful to see all of the growth in the city, and it's provided a lot of different type of entertainment. I'm a laid back guy typically, but whenever I like to step out, I like to eat good, and I like to watch some sports.
So good sport. Yeah. We got a chance to enjoy a fight together at AT&T Stadium.
Exactly.
That was pretty cool. I love doing stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So recommendations on restaurants, places to eat. What would you tell the audience?
Okay, well, my office is right downtown Dallas, and we have a parking garage right across the street from a restaurant called True Kitchen and Cocktails. It's an amazing place, great food, comfort, Southern cooking. So I like that type of food. I like the ambiance. And I would tell people to show up and see what it's about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, you got to let me know what day I need to come down. I want to come down, bring the wife. We'll come down and hang out. I haven't been there. I've heard a lot about it, but just haven't had a chance to go.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Pleasure's mine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for
having
me. Yeah.
Thank you.